Alright, people. I'm going to try to remember to look down here at my timer, not to go over 15 minutes. Alright, here was the point I was trying to make in two videos. They got deleted because of length. Alright, here was our house, just south of West 2nd Street. This is 3rd Street. So our house was between here and here. There was a lot, an empty lot. And then I'm guessing that's the alley. And it came out there right across from the lumberyard. Okay. And then our house sat right here. This little arc of place was like almost like 2 feet from the alley on that side of the house. And then our little driveway, and then the rest of that lot, another vacant lot, excuse me, that went over to 2nd. Alright? So code name Nietzsche, thing that didn't even try to save herself. As many times as I had run off, which you've seen in my videos, and I can get that up here real. Me kindergarten age and before, mind you. Right across the street from our old house, the one daycare, the first daycare, all this way across town, I ran off to home on East 10th. See, I have it right here. That was across the street from our old house down. Okay. That's quite a little walk for a kid kindergarten age by herself. In this mad and crazy world? Are you kidding? And the other map, which, by now you're getting the drift. This daycare over here on West 6th, I ran off from there too, kindergarten age. Because when I did go to this one, I had started kindergarten and went half a day. Early, well, morning until noon-ish. I believe I took my lunch. And after lunch, went over from the kindergarten, went to this daycare. But see, my point is, at 6 years old, I had a lot of ambition. Five or six-ish. To be making these little treks all on my own because of whatever was going on. This next video is about, see, that's a lot of ambition for a little kid. What I could do is add that other address in here. What was it, 714? Oh, I can't there, but then here's her thing. Codename Nietzsche. Here's the starting place, our house downtown. Could have gone to the senior center, to the community center, to St. Patrick's Church, which was catty corner, across the street with their parking lot next to 3rd Street. Excuse me and this nasty cold. The sheriff's department. It says 11 minutes, but then again, I don't know what to believe from these maps. Okay. This is all plotted here by foot. Because meanwhile, we take off from here, the downtown house, A lot of the times stop here at Lamont, get gas and maybe a coffee, then shoot over here for about 4 hours to shop, then drive all that back. This map says 48 minutes, 35.5 miles. I don't really think I believe that. The sign on South 65 north of 50 says it's like 20 miles, 18 or 20. That's what I always thought that it was. But see, they're measuring way down here instead of closer to the highway. They're measuring down to the south gate. But if they measured here, see, let's get that measured right. That takes off some miles. Takes off a little. Oh, still, that goes clear up to... Wait. I don't know where the gate's at. But I always thought it was like 20 minutes, not no darn 45 like the map's saying. Okay, so keeping in mind here, that's under 7 minutes of time. But you get my drift. 4 hours, like a couple times a week, to do Godzilla-sized shopping trips. Because those kids were not going to starve at my house. You know, I had already heard the horror stories about the food deprivation up there at the commune. And it wasn't going to happen at my house. Fed them meat against their normal thing. Every meal. Eating meat at our house with a meal was not some drought thing like they had going on up there. Okay, Davis City, Iowa commune, which is known as a cult. Look it up. Can you get that in your head? She couldn't go to any of these and it was so close. The map shows a little funny, but basically from right here, I can't even draw that. Thought I could draw it in. Okay. Basically, right there on that corner, pretty much. Doot, hop, skip, and a jump over here to the church. And that probably shows the door. There was also a north door that went to their basement. And the parking lot was like most of that there, like that. Best I remember. So, I mean, what was her real excuse? It wasn't phone deprivation that she couldn't use the phone. We had a landline. Didn't have cell phones then. Wasn't like, oops, mom and dad are leaving the house. They're taking the office with them. You know? The phone stayed there. She could turn me in, but not this supposed mad and crazy rapist. So yeah, I've got a lot of questions. I've had questions since 1995 and no answers. Because some little girl wanted to wreck my life because she had a bigger problem than with me than she obviously did with the so-called rapist. Or the so-called rapist would have been the ones with reports on him, not me. And we kind of thought all along that the mother was feeding her head full of stuff every time we let her go up there to visitation, which is another thing. We didn't keep her from going to visitation. We didn't keep her from going camping with my parents or to the cabin or to church on Sunday or to dinner afterwards. We gave her money for that. So what was this girl's real problem? Besides me. And I told John, she's doing stuff while you're asleep. Oh, it's all in your head. Well, I don't want to chastise him for this, okay? He was on his medicine. He didn't really know what was going on. Her and I would get into some verbals, okay? She wanted to call that verbal abuse, but it was more like conversations, where she didn't say a whole lot, and I did. But that's still not abusive. And I never wanted to slam or diss the girl, but it was so much like talking to a brick wall most of the time that I may as well have been talking to myself. And I hope Uncle Alan does give you this video, as well as all the other ones, because I put them in his messenger. Hello, Uncle Alan. How are you today? My taxes are paid. Why don't I deserve answers? Same as my taxes were paid back then. Of course, I didn't pay off my house until my mom died, and they carried the taxes and the insurance up until the point where I owned it, and then I never paid them in that house because as soon as I sold the house, basically, uh, as soon as I um, paid it off, I was out of there. I paid it off with money from my mother, and then my dad got me a different one because this one was so messed up. And then I didn't stay there either. So, what was the girl's problem, people? You ever known someone with such a horrible disposition that even if there was a reason to save herself, she wasn't going to try? She had access to the kitchen knives, all the cutlery in that house, all the tools. You can't say she was too weak because we fed her too well for her to be weak. Meat during meals and ice cream in the evening. She was far, far from weak. Plus, she had her own upper body strength that she brought with us to Sedalia from when she chopped wood up there at the commune, and she told us all about it. So don't tell me she didn't know how to work a blade. If there was a crazy rapist, why wasn't she a crazy axist, or a knifist, or a hammerist? She had all those tools at her disposal. She could have hidden them somewhere, anywhere. She could have put one under her pillow. You know? She made it all the way to junior high with a pair of scissors one time, which is a whole other story, but hey, I got a couple minutes left here on this thing. She needed scissors for home ec. I said, oh, okay, take mine. When it was over with, I was like, where's my scissors? Oh, well, those got stolen. I'm like, what? The teacher's supposed to wash that stuff in the room. So I wrote a note, and I let her know what I think, what I thought. She came home with a new pair of scissors, Fiskars, because I use good scissors. So that's the story of that. She could make it to school with the scissors and use them, but couldn't get them back home. She had access to all that cutlery and etc. when she had um, dish doing chores. So why not take advantage of having a weapon in her hand? Her story does not jibe. I hate to be the one to tell you. Hello? One of these days we will know, though. It's too late, though, as far as uh, us having a life. He's almost done with his sentence. So maybe he'll sue everybody's butt off. I hope so. Thanks for watching.